How long have you been playing the game for, and how long have you been trying to work on positions of the golf club in the swing? The most notable one is takeaway. I'm Stuart Cartwright, by the way. Welcome to Precision Golf and welcome to Intelligent Golf Performance. How long have you been working on taking the club into a position and working on trying to find that position only to hit the golf shot and then find out that when you videoed it, it looks nothing like it? Of course, you keep working on that takeaway in the hope that one day you might just find that position that gives you the best possible opportunity to make it look pretty. What a load of garbage that is, my friends, because this golf club is moving in space all of the time. I take that golf club back and I put it in a static position. How it's got there is part of the equation, but where it is in space, in firstly a static position, how you would suspend that in space is very different to the feeling that you would get of how you move it to that point. It's the movement to that point that actually is the ingredient that you want to really spend your time working on to try to find the spot that's trying to look fancy. P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7. Honestly, drives me mad because we are making a dynamic move static, dysfunctional. You are switching off your ability to move explosively. And so just by simply trying to work on, and this, the reason why I say this one, I mean, this was in the PGA manual back in 1912, whenever it was, when I did my PGA training in 1993. It was in the manual, toe up, get the club, and I still see people talking about this takeaway. Well, let me tell you, it don't matter where you take the golf club away. If our awareness is a half decent one of where the golf club is in space, we will learn. We will learn how to manage the weight and the swinging element of the golf club. And when we start to attune our mind to this golf club is swinging and creating a force on the arm, on the shoulder, through the middle, through the feet. New kicks, by the way, loving them. You will start to switch yourself on to feeling what you need to do to move this golf club in space. And look, I understand. People will say, but they're reference points, Stuart. Yes, they are reference points. But unfortunately, all too often, I see people trying to hold it in a position statically, stand there, and then try and hit it. Now, the only place in the golf swing, I believe, that you should really isolate, really sense a point in the swing that will make a difference to you is change of direction. The point where the golf club goes from moving back to moving forwards. Because where you arrive and where you start down from is quite a vital part of the golf swing and gives a golfer a real sense of how the swinging mass will impact certain movement patterns in the golf swing. So when we appreciate that this club head, when I hold it in a static position, is creating a pull on my forearms in this direction, if I was to fixate myself on that spot there, the club could have come from this way to find that spot. My club could have come from this way to find that spot. And even if I was to put it in one position and then find another position, they could arrive in two different directions, which is why we need to think about how this golf club is moving in space as a motion through the hands that ultimately changes the way the elbows feel, that ultimately changes the pitch of the shoulders, which ultimately starts to have an impact on the lower half, on what happens down through the feet. So when you're changing a golf swing, you need to be aware that this head is trying to swing itself in many given directions, and this swinging head will be most notably changed, manipulated by the bend of the golf ball in the sky. So the minute you see a golf ball have a vicious bend left, the minute you see a golf ball have a vicious bend right, the point that you get the big bend in the sky, you need to go right to the top of the pile to fix that bend. Then you might have a chance to then start to change these odd movement patterns that we believe are so important to get in the right place to hit a golf shot straight. So, movement, people. Movement! Get moving. Don't work on static positions. It is absolute garbage. I think you'll find. That's good coaching.